Now at 6:30, former St. Louis prosecutor Kim Gardner in the hot seat again, accused of misconduct. Today, a panel hearing evidence about how she used taxpayer money to improperly reimburse herself. Today's hearing could lead to Gardner being disbarred. Chief investigative reporter Lauren Traeger spent all day at the disciplinary hearing and breaks down this case.
Nothing here happened in the dark of night. Nothing here happened in the shadows.
Former St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner appearing before a disciplinary panel Tuesday. Since her resignation in 2023, she's stayed far from the public eye. Her attorney now arguing she should not be disciplined for a second ethics violation. Back in 2022, officials with the state entity that disciplines attorneys claimed Gardner committed misconduct during the prosecution of former Governor Eric Greitens. The Supreme Court gave her a reprimand and ordered her to pay more than $5,000. But that fine got the attention of federal prosecutors. And last year, Gardner entered into a pre-charge agreement with the feds, admitting she used public funds from the Circuit Attorney's office to reimburse herself. And now officials say that amounts to yet another ethics violation.
Those funds were deposited into her personal bank account and used for personal expenses unrelated to her job duties in the operations of the Circuit Attorney's office.
Before a panel, state officials presented evidence about the reimbursement checks.
Professional misconduct for a lawyer to, quote, commit a criminal act that reflects adversely on the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer in other respects.
But Gardner's attorney, Harvard professor Ronald Sullivan, himself an attorney during the Greitens case, said Gardner got legal advice. She was entitled to be reimbursed.
When informant says that she agreed to a violation of the criminal law, false. She did not, she never has, and she never would.
Testimony on the stand from Assistant U.S. Attorney Hal Goldsmith, who federally investigated Gardner.
She can't have accidentally done these things. That is correct. She had to knowingly commit these actions.
Right. Still not my question. You agree that there has to a knowing requirement has to be proved, yes?
Sullivan, too, testifying in what is an unusual proceeding. About a dozen supporters for Gardner gathered in the courtroom. Sullivan saying she is being targeted.
In all the years prior, nobody, not a single solitary human being not named Kimberly Gardner was ever challenged for using this contingency fund. Not a one. Not a one. Only her. Only her.
That hearing did wrap up after a full day of testimony. The panel will now have several weeks to decide if they believe that Gardner should be disciplined. Ultimately, though, it's up to the Missouri Supreme Court to rule on punishment. That could include the loss of her law license altogether. It is something we will certainly continue to track. At the courthouse in Clayton, I'm Lauren Traeger, First Alert 4 Investigates.